Thermo Ink. What is this ability, and why in the world is no one using it? Seriously, I've played so many matches in this game, and I can't recall a single time I ran into anyone wearing a shirt with Thermo Ink. And I even saw someone wearing Ability Doubler in X rank while recording for this video. Let's explore this ability a bit more and see if we can figure out why no one seems to be using it. Thermo Ink will tag an enemy that you hit with your main weapon for 16 seconds. While tagged, you will be able to see their silhouette the same way you would when you use a Stingray. It's only visible when they're far away enough, and only while they aren't hiding in their ink. And that's it. The effect is pretty simple. They won't show up on your map, they won't be tagged if you hit them with your sub or special, and they won't be tagged if they have armor on or are hit indirectly. Sorry, Clash Blasters. In terms of counters against this gear, which I'm not sure why anyone would care since no one seems to use it anyways, there's Bomb Defense DX, which works the same way as it does with Sting. It hides your silhouette at closer distances. The effect will still last for 16 seconds since the last direct hit from a player's main weapon, but will disappear if the tagged enemy gets splatted. Overall, these effects are pretty simple, but I wouldn't say that they're horrible either. So in an effort to understand how they work and why no one bothers to use them, I decided to try it out in X rank with a whole bunch of different weapons. Here's what I've learned. In general, this ability is pretty much useless for close range weapons and fast splatting weapons. Things like the Splash-O-Matic, Clappos, and Rollers don't get much from using this ability. After all, it's extremely rare to walk away from an encounter where both you and the enemy are still alive. In the case that they're splatted or you trade, the ability has no effect. And in the case where they splat you, you're better off having Haunt. Its effect lasts until the end of the match or until that enemy gets splatted, plus if you manage to splat them back while they're still tagged with Haunt, it gives you an additional effect of Respawn Punisher. With Thermo Ink, by the time you respawn, you have about 8 seconds of being able to see where the enemy is. And that's only if you manage to hit them before getting splatted. Now, I did actually find this pretty practical for a couple of weapon types. Specifically, Splatlings, Jets, Splattershot Pros, Bloblobbers, and Bamboozlers. They seem to get the most benefit from this ability. And the thing that all of them have in common is that you can hit an enemy from pretty far away without them being able to splat you back. It's the types of weapons players run from since they know they can't challenge them from far away. But once you've tagged an enemy, it's so much easier to see where they're going and then pick them off. With the Bloblobber specifically, I found myself randomly tagging people who I didn't even know I've hit. I can see this ability doing wonders for new players, especially since it makes it easy to see which way the enemy is going. I'm not too sure of its application in higher level play, but perhaps if you're in like voice call with your teammates, you can do callouts of where the enemies are. My only concern is this ability takes up a main slot for weapons that also benefit a lot from main power up, and I'm not sure if the trade-offs are worth it. I can see why it's not super practical to use in solo matches. What about you? Do you use Thermo Ink in Splatoon 2? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments below, and since I'm guessing most of you don't, what buffs could this ability get to make it more useful? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the comments.